I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke these powerful words in his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize on December 10, 1964. At the age of 35, he was the youngest person to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Dr. King was an African American Baptist minister who became a formative force in the fight for American civil rights, leaving an indelible mark and legacy for generations to come. Dr. King was born in Atlanta on January 15, 1929, to Reverend Martin Luther King Sr. and Alberta Williams King. At the age of 15, he enrolled at HBCU Morehouse College in Atlanta, earning a Bachelor's of Arts in Sociology, and he also earned a Bachelor of Divinity in 1951 from Crozer Theological Seminary in Chester, Pennsylvania. He earned a doctorate in systematic theology from Boston University in 1955. Shortly after graduating from BU, Dr. King commenced his civil rights activism in the Montgomery bus boycott in December of 1955. Dr. King organized and participated in nonviolent protests and dedicated over 10 years of his life to the pursuits of equality and unfettered freedom for all African Americans. Dr. King's activism paved the way for an end to segregation and racist laws in America, and his legacy stamped our nation with his faith, strength, and fearless pursuit of human rights and dignity. LLCC celebrated Dr. King's birthday this year on January 18th with a campus-wide holiday, and the following timeline is a short chronological list of Dr. King's contributions to civil rights. December 1st, 1955, Dr. King joined Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. In November 13th of 1956, the Supreme Court legally ended racial segregation on public transportation. On December 21st, 1956, Dr. King is among the first passengers to ride the integrated buses in Montgomery, Alabama. On February 18, 1957, Dr. King appears on the cover of Time magazine. On June 23, 1958, Dr. King and other civil rights leaders meet with President Dwight D. Eisenhower in Washington. September 17, 1958, Dr. King's first book, Stride Toward Freedom, The Montgomery Story, is published. December 16, 1961, Dr. King meets with President John F. Kennedy to urge him to issue a second Emancipation Proclamation to eliminate racial segregation. August 28, 1963, Dr. King joins the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. It is here that Dr. King delivers his infamous I Have a Dream speech. September 18, 1963, Dr. King delivers the eulogy for the funeral of 3 of the 4 children killed in the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in Birmingham, Alabama. January 3, 1964, Dr. King is named Man of the Year by Time magazine. June 1964, Dr. King's book, Why We Can't Wait, is published. December 10, 1964, Dr. King receives the Nobel Peace Prize. March 17th through 25th in 1965, Dr. King, James Foreman, and John Lewis lead civil rights marchers from Selma to Montgomery. December 4th, 1967, Dr. King's book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community, is published. April 4th, 1968, Dr. King delivers his final speech, I've Been to the Mountaintop. April 4th, 1968, Dr. King is assassinated while standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. He was 39 years old. Dr. King's funeral was held on April 9, 1968. Tens of thousands of mourners paid their respects at Sisters Chapel at Spelman College in Atlanta.
Hello, I'm Rashawn, and I'm going to present a Martin Luther King speech. Being an African-American male, we constantly think about how hard life is. It is even worse when you grow up without a father figure and a childhood without great memories. You feel like you're forever trapped in a world where nothing goes right and it's you against the world. You adapt to what is around you, and you may find yourself following a dark path, and by the time you realize it, it's too late. You see, at a point in my life, I lost that father figure too. I did not have a childhood with the best memories, and even more so, I did not come from a fortunate family where someone paved the way for me. As I struggle on a dark path myself, I realized someone did pave the way for me, and in result, I decided to reroute and change my own life. In the mid-1950s, there was a social activist and Baptist minister who played a key role in the American Civil Rights Movement. He's known as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and many people know him for being the face of the protest behind the Montgomery bus boycott. I look at him as much more. I look at him as a leader who paved the way for me and influenced my success. You see, without Martin Luther King leading to overturn systemic segregation and racism, I probably would not have made it to college. As I think back, I would not have made it through high school in a segregated, racist environment. Without King, life would be so much harder for me, and who knows how long that would have continued without him, so I'm forever grateful. King made it okay to be a voice and do what is right. He fought for people of color to have equal rights and live a dignified life no matter their race. He firmly believed people of color should be treated equally. With that being said, I know no matter what goes on in our society, the role I play with leading is what makes my life dignified. I have completed my associate's degree. I am currently working towards my bachelor's degree, and I have a voice. I work with a variety of students every day, and I can use my experience and my voice to encourage them to make a difference, not only for themselves, but for others around them. I have also served on many committees where I told my story and shared experience with audiences on how I overcame, and they can do the same. Martin Luther King influenced me to be different, influenced me to make my own path despite my past, and most importantly, he taught me that it is okay to have a voice and be a leader, because our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. King had a dream, and even though I can admit I do not live in the most perfect society for a person of color, I will say there are valleys that are exalted, there are hills and mountains that are low, and there are rough places that are plain, and there are crooked places that are straight. So thank you, Martin Luther King.